latest from across the pond as funeral arrangements have now been set for the late Queen Elizabeth II. And upsets all over the country today in college football, one of them happening right here in Madison. Jordan Reed shows you what happened in the Badgers' loss. But first, Ironman half triathletes have been spared from rain today, but that may not be the case during tomorrow's full race. How organizers are preparing for soggy conditions and what meteorologist Julian Seawright is forecasting for the event. That's all coming up right now at 10. Good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm McKenna Alexander. Some chances for showers across our area tonight. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with Julian Seawright.
Well, the good thing is that the chance of rain is now starting to just be flat-out rain, as now I have an umbrella for us out here on our weather patio. Taking a look at the rain system in itself, it's stretching multiple states wide across the upper Midwest. And on top of it, granted, the good news is we're not looking at thunderstorms just yet, but a bit more heavier or moderate rainfall is just south of Madison is going to continue to track itself across Dane County as we continue throughout the rest of the night. So if you're thinking about what the weather may be like for the Ironman for tomorrow, just know you're going to need an umbrella, a rain slicker, and just find ways to stay dry. Taking a look at our next 3 hours, we're going to start to see it cluster a bit more and track a bit more southeast as we continue throughout the rest of tonight into the overnight hours. Again, we are looking for mainly some light rain, but could start to see that heavier rainfall continue throughout the course of the night. Now, taking a look as of right now outside here in Madison, how we stacked up for today, right on par. 75 degrees was our high for today. And on top of it, well, we're going to be looking at more rain and cool conditions as we continue throughout the rest of the night. You can even spot where the cold front is. Between the green and the yellow, the cooler air of the 50s and 60s are now holding firm, and that's exactly what we're going to be seeing later into tonight is those 50-degree temperatures as we go in throughout the rest of the night. Dew points are going to stay into the moisture side, so we're going to see mid-50s and low 60s, but going in throughout the rest of the evening, well, we're going to be seeing more rain in our forecast. We'll take a look at what else to expect over the next few days in just a few moments. Till then, back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Well, despite the rain this afternoon, nothing could stop Badger fans from heading to Camp Randall to cheer on their team. Sports anchor Jordan Reed joins us now with more on just what exactly happened during today's game. Jordan?
Yeah, McKenna, this one definitely kept people on the edge of their seats. Quite the back-and-forth battle between 19th-ranked Wisconsin and Washington State, but in the end, it doesn't go in the Badgers' favor. Just before halftime, the Badgers take the lead courtesy of the Graham Mertz to Clay Cundiff connection right here, but Washington State finds a way to beat the Badgers' defense while also holding them to just 14 points. One of the many upsets in college football across the country today. Wisconsin falls 17-14.
Everyone owns it, you know, starting with myself and each and every person in that locker room. And it can be, you know, an early season game like this, it can be an opportunity, right, to reinforce and to drive and whatever that may be, because you know, we did some things today that make it hard to win.
Well, we've heard from Chris. Now it's time to hear from the players on that loss. That's going to be coming up in sports.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Athletes partaking in the Ironman half triathlon were spared from rain today as full triathlon athletes warm up for what might be a less than comfortable race tomorrow. But as our Armand Ramon learned, sometimes a supportive crowd can be a boost in morale, even in the worst conditions.
For some of these athletes, there's a lot on the line, but everybody has their own story, and that's really what makes this race special.
Every triathlete has their own story and their own race traditions.
The extra battery kind of let me keep going for that 13 miles.
To get through the grueling competition.
The Energizer Bunny. Yeah, so I just always like to run in something fun and silly because you get lots of extra cheers, and so I brought some extra ears for my swimmer and cyclist, so just make sure you remember to have fun.
While the Energizer Bunny was all charged up for her leg of the relay race, Sunday's full triathlon competitors may need a little more to keep going and going in the rain.
I'll be out cheering tomorrow and hoping that the rain holds off for them, because that's going to be a long day if it's wet.
Race officials say they've been keeping a close eye on the weather for tomorrow's race, but they have protocols in place in case it's a little more than just a sprinkle.
If there's severe weather or anything, we could delay it. We could cancel portions of it. If there's lightning and things, we have protocols in place. If there's damaging winds or dangerous winds, we have protocols in place for that as well.
Race director Ryan Richards also warns drivers to be ready for even busier roads.
You know, we have police officers directing traffic at a lot of the major intersections. If we are going past them, it could take you a little longer to get through there, but they'll get you through there in between the runners or in between the bikers.
But if tomorrow's athletes are anything like today's, more spectators raining down cheers will get them through any downpour.
The crowd factor is like the X factor here.
In Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Well, congrats to everyone today and good luck to everyone tomorrow. Race officials say main streets like John Nolan, Park, Regent, and others will still be open throughout the day tomorrow, but drivers need to prepare to use extra caution while heading downtown. New at 10 tonight, a Janesville man is sharing artifacts he's uncovered from a Janesville brewery. Today's event was the first of 2 sessions called The History of Breweries in Janesville, which highlights the work done by a local historian and his group of volunteers in uncovering parts of a brewery built in 1857. They've been excavating the site since 2015 and have found items they put into 3 categories: things related to buildings in that era, brewery-specific objects, and personal items of those that lived and worked in the location. For the local brewing historian behind the excavation, this presentation's just one example of the work that's now become his full-time passion.
I spend a disproportionate amount of time, money, and effort involved with this, but the rewards, you know, being able to share with descendants of the brewers who had very little idea other than the fact that, you know, Uncle Joe used to work at a brewery, and to be able to share with them all this detailed history is extremely rewarding.
If you didn't have a chance to attend today's presentation, you'll have another opportunity on September 17th. To politics, we're now down to less than 2 months before the November election. We've heard from the top names on the Republican ticket, Tim Michels and Ron Johnson, both speaking at an event near the Wisconsin Dells today. Political reporter Will Keneally has the latest on who was there this afternoon.
The clock is ticking.
58 days, 21 hours, now 28 minutes.
With the countdown top of mind for the state's Republican Party, they met near the Dells on Saturday to energize GOP voters ahead of the November election. The top candidates of the ticket are reframing the election as a rejection of the 2 current administrations.
Joe Biden in Washington, D.C. with his liberal cronies. Tony Evers in Madison with his woke liberal cronies.
For Tim Michels, who's hoping to unseat Evers this fall, that means crime.
Tony Evers is following through on his campaign promise. Yep, he wants to empty the prisons.
And crime isn't the only attack on Evers, with Michels also slamming the governor on education, the same governor that used to oversee the state's Department of Public Instruction.
The test score numbers continue to get worse. If Tony Evers can't make education work well in Wisconsin, how can he make anything work well?
Johnson also took shots at the current federal administration, this time on immigration.
There's nothing humane about this. It's completely out of control. We know how to fix it, but unfortunately the Biden administration won't even acknowledge it as a problem.
Saturday's event marked one of the first public appearances for Michels, following his comments made in reaction to a Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel article written about him. He said people should take up torches and pitchforks in the wake of the reporting.
No.
Johnson says he does not support that language.
I didn't hear the comments, but you don't hear that type of rhetoric out of me.
All this in the run-up to try and flip the political tide in Wisconsin. Reporting from Lake Delton, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
That election is coming up on November 8th, and ahead of the big day, you can find more of our election coverage, including our reality check series, over on channel3000.com. September is Suicide Awareness Month, a time to recognize, support, and bring light to mental health. And that's exactly what the Belleville community did this evening during its annual Light Up the Darkness event. Kids' activities, food and drink, and live music was all a part of tonight's event, but behind the fun and games was a deeper message, one organizers say can be felt and understood by anyone, regardless of the current situation.
No one is alone, and it may really feel like it, but you're not, and that's what the community tonight showed everybody. It can feel like it, but you're not.
Yeah.
Just keep that hope.
The event ended with an awareness walk around the park with glow sticks, as well as a moment of silence for those who've passed. All funds raised this evening go toward the National Alliance on Mental Illness of Greene County. Still ahead, we'll take you to the public declaration of King Charles as ruler over England. And funeral arrangements have been made for Queen Elizabeth II as people across the globe continue to mourn her reign. We'll be right back on News 3 Now.
My Blake dining set, table and 6 chairs, or table, 4 chairs and bench in 3 finishes, in dining height or counter height. With Bob's discount, only $5.99. And now how am I going to tie my shoes?
Get Bob's discount! And tried Game Flings for the first time the other day and forgot where she was. You can always spot a first-timer. Game Flings with Oxy Boost and Febreze.
When cold symptoms keep you up, try Vicks NyQuil Severe. Just one dose starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. For max strength nighttime relief, NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat, best sleep with a cold, medicine.
It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
The 2023 Ford F-150 trucks are coming, meaning more ways to haul, tow, go, and do, and with more ways than ever to make it your own. Plus, if you order now, you'll lock in your price and lock in your rate. Do more in a 2023 Ford F-150. Custom order yours today. Lock in 2.9 for 60 and get 500 retail order bonus cash when you order a Ford F-150. Only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Boys just eat and eat and eat and grow and grow and grow. We watch every penny that we spend. Joe Biden knows what it's like for working families. Just look at what he's been doing. Biden just helped pass the Inflation Reduction Act. Not only is it the strongest action on prescription drugs in years, it's the strongest action on combating climate change ever. And it's going to lower the cost of our energy bills and lower the cost of prescription drugs and healthcare. This is going to change our lives. And Joe Biden got it done.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour storage-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Check out my Playscape 2-piece sectional. The $12.99 price tag makes it great. The 2 colors and 5 decorative pillows makes it greater. The comfy pop-up sleeper with Bobapedic memory foam makes it greater.
Get Bob's discount!
Greater.
We show you an act of support for a local firefighter who was killed on duty.
And will this rain impact your Sunday plans? Tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 to 8.
Watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Today, King Charles was publicly declared king, beginning a new era in British history. This comes as many continue to gather and pay their respects to Queen Elizabeth II. Isabel Rosales reports from London on the bittersweet moment of welcoming a king while saying goodbye to a beloved queen.
God save the king.
A new reign in the United Kingdom. Charles III officially proclaimed king at St. James Palace in London. Reading and signing an oath taken by all sovereigns. Behind him, Queen Consort Camilla and his oldest son William, the new Prince of Wales, now heir to the throne. The formal ceremony live-streamed to the public for the first time in British history. The historic moment met with celebrations outside.
3 cheers for His Majesty the King. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip.
While cheers rang out in support of King Charles, somber crowds still gather across the globe to honor Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II.
It's just like such a monumental loss.
Saturday, hundreds of people lining up outside Buckingham Palace in London, as well as Balmoral Castle in Scotland, where the Queen passed earlier this week, to pay their respects.
Feel like you've lost a family member. She's been there her whole life. Yeah.
A day of remembrance and reflection as the UK welcomes a new era for the monarch. In London, I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
Funeral arrangements have been set as Queen Elizabeth II will be laid to rest Monday, September 19th at Westminster Abbey. For those hoping to pay their respects, they'll take comfort knowing they'll have a chance to say goodbye in their own way. That's because the late Queen will lay in state for 4 days until the morning after her funeral. The Queen's coffin has been at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, where she passed away Thursday, but tomorrow that coffin will be taken by hearse to Edinburgh on a 6-hour journey. Then on Tuesday, it will be flown to London. The Queen will be buried in Windsor, and her late husband, Prince Philip, is expected to be relocated to bring the two together again. Heads of state and dignitaries from around the world are also expected to make their way to the British capital to celebrate the Queen's life, including President Joe Biden. And The Crown has stopped filming after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The show's director is calling the Emmy-winning Netflix drama a love letter to the Queen, saying filming will be stopped out of respect. The 6th and final season is already planned, with casting underway for some of the modern monarchs. There's been no word yet on if Netflix will move forward with the anticipated fall premiere for season 5. In more local news tonight, 3 people are out of their home this evening after a house fire this morning. According to Janesville fire officials, crews were called to a house on the 400 block of South Garfield Avenue just before 8 this morning, with fire scene coming from the home's second story. 3 adults live in the house, but only 1 woman was home at the time of the fire. She and her dog were able to get out, but the woman was hurt in the process and taken to a nearby hospital. Luckily, she's expected to be all right. As officials work to determine the cause of the fire and a damage estimate to the home, those residents are being helped by the American Red Cross. The Madison Police and Fire Departments teamed up with the American Red Cross today for the 11th annual 9/11 Memorial Blood Drive. At Fire Station 14 on Dairy Drive this morning, organizers could be found celebrating the achievement of reaching 1,000 donors throughout the history of this program. They say donating blood is one of the best ways you can honor those who gave their lives on 9/11.
All you have to do is roll up your sleeves, and your blood is literally saving lives. And so we think that that really honors the legacy of the first responders who responded on September 11th, 2001, and it honors the sacrifice that all Americans have made since that day.
This year's event brought in a total of 136 donations. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Julian, you had to break out the umbrella tonight.
Yes, I did. And man, we're going to continue to have that umbrella by the time we get into our Sunday and for our Monday as well. So let's go ahead and start with the 3 things we need to know, folks. Rain and storms are going to be our main headlines. Even though it's not going to be a whole wide spread of storms, we could still see a couple of isolated thunderstorms over the tomorrow and into our Monday. Outside of that, we are looking for an abundance of rainfall, which could lead to some isolated flooding for some areas. And this could include Dane County, which is going to be one of those areas that are going to be sustaining some of that abundance of rainfall. But the silver lining is that we're going to see temperatures within the 60s and 70s over the next few days. So take a look at our surface map. This is what is fueling all the showers and the heavier rain that we've been seeing for us here in southern Wisconsin. This stalled out front is really just fueling plenty of rainfall for us as the moisture is just stretching its way, coming in through about 3 separate states that is continuing to go in to bring in some more rainfall over the course of tonight and into our Sunday and Monday as well. This is what we're looking at for the rain as of right now. Still near Lone Rock, stretching into about Madison, which is just about to get some heavier rainfall as of right now. But if you are traveling along I-39 or I-90 as of right now, you are looking at some rainfall, especially towards the Dells. But you can take note that it's really kind of concentrated just into the central side of southern Wisconsin. Areas to the east and just to the northwest near Viroqua, we're not looking at much in terms of rainfall as we continue throughout the rest of the later part of our night. Now transitioning into the overnight hours, timing things out, we are going to be seeing that light rainfall, the light showers that we're seeing start to pick up in intensity, especially into the overnight hours into our early morning. As we take a look around 6 o'clock, we can see a bit more heavier rain between Madison and going towards Janesville, and then it's going to continue to stretch its way into the southeast and northeast areas as we go into the rest of our later Sunday morning. Now, as we go into our Sunday afternoon, we are looking for, again, just more net intensity. It's going to be on and off rounds of heavy rain throughout the course of the day. So those who are going to be participating in the Ironman, or if you have any plans that are going to be outside, you might want to keep them inside. For those who are in Ironman, just be mindful that it's going to be soaking wet, and just be also aware that you could potentially see some thunderstorms starting to roar throughout the course of the event. But outside of that, going into our Sunday evening, we're going to get a counterclockwise flow that will be stretching the rain in itself a bit more west once again. So Crawford, Grant County, and Vernon counties are going to be looking at getting a bit more rainfall by the time we get into our Sunday night, and then a bit more intensity stretching its way from Dane County and into our friends to the west as well. And that's going to continue on and off throughout our Monday overnight hours and into our Monday afternoon as well. So pretty much just expect rain to continue. But the one thing outside of the rain we're going to watch for is, because we have an abundance of rainfall over the next 3 days or so, we could see some localized flooding, especially for Dane County, near Watertown, and for Juneau. When you're looking from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, especially over a course of 1 to 2 days, that's a lot of rain in a short amount of time. So again, if you can't see the road, make sure you turn around and don't drown. Now, as we take a look at our 10-day forecast, once we are out of the woods from tomorrow and Monday, which are going to be the biggest days for us to see some potentially heavy rainfall, we are looking at some smooth sailing from Tuesday through Friday of next week. Then we have another shot of potentially seeing some more showers and thunderstorms going into next weekend. Seems like we can't get away from our weekends being just dreary and wet, but hopefully we can get a little bit of sunshine going into our Saturday and Sunday, Michaela.
I was going to say, you know, at least we have something to look forward to heading into the weekend, and we don't. I was going to say at least we can start the work week nice, and it's going to rain on Monday. So that midweek slump, you'll get the sunshine there.
Tuesday and Thursday, that's your best time to really enjoy the sunshine.
Yep.
But man, these weekends, can we get some? We need some sun.
That's on you.
I know. Mother Nature, come on, throw us a bone.
All right, thanks, Jillian. Still ahead in sports, a rough afternoon at Camp Randall Stadium. Coming up in just 3 minutes, we'll take another look at the Badgers game and hear from the team on today's final score.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
In a recent clinical study,
patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity,
using less or a lot less oral pain medicines,
and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Dear 2029, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspections, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
To learn more about Toyota certified used vehicles, see your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
When safe drivers save for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a big deal.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
They say a good steak shouldn't be covered in sauce. That's why this prime rib is covered in fire-roasted peppers and provolone. But if you want sauce, it's in the bag. Arby's, we have the meat.
Dear Senator Johnson, living on a fixed income, it's a struggle. I paid into Social Security and Medicare every paycheck. So it was a slap in the face when you voted to weaken Medicare. That would increase out-of-pocket costs. And when you wanted to let Wall Street gamble with Social Security. Senator Johnson, you look out for yourself and your fat cat donors, but have forgotten about us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Help us pack the truck to kick off Coats for Kids. September 12th, look for the big truck at Clinky Cleaners on Monona Drive. News 3 Now and the CAC will be there all day collecting kids-sized winter coats. Help kids stay warm this winter. Let's pack the truck for Coats for Kids.
Well, this go-around is a stark contrast to Wisconsin's opening weekend shutout at Camp Randall. Badgers struggled on defense and special teams this afternoon. 2 missed field goals, 3 turnovers, and 11 penalties, where ultimately the Cougars, well, one in particular, got the best of Wisconsin. Nakia Watson back to face his former team, and he made his presence known. Second quarter, he puts the Cougs on the board with his first touchdown of the game. Graham Mertz and company, they answer right back. Not one, but 2 touchdowns by Clay Cundiff, and UW holds a 14-7 lead at halftime. Watson, though, he's going to strike again right after the break. His second tutty of the day comes after several missed tackles by Wisconsin's defense. And that's going to do it. Badgers fall 17-14. Sports director Zach Hanley has more on this afternoon's loss.
Historically, Wisconsin isn't a program that shoots itself in the foot. However, against Washington State, they did just that. 11 penalties, 2 missed field goals, and 3 turnovers, including a fumble that sealed the Badgers' fate.
Disappointed in myself. Felt like I let the team down, the coaches down. You know, ball security is something that's a huge deal here. We practice it every day, and so, you know, slipping up like that, it really hurts.
Definitely a sting. Just a bunch of controllable stuff that we'll go back and see that will definitely sting more tomorrow. But a lot of stuff to learn from for a lot of groups today.
You know, we really beat ourselves today, I thought. You know, that just towards the end of that, like, those penalties will just take any drive you had and throw it in the trash can. So, you know, we just got to be tremendously better with our penalties.
The Cougars were blaring jump around in their locker room while the Badgers just trying to figure out what just happened. Graham Mertz put it best after the game, saying, quote, "We need to finish. We're not going to split this up offense, defense. No, we need to finish." At Camp Randall Stadium, Zach Hanley, News 3 Sports.
Whitewater looking to bounce back against D3 #1 Mary Hardin Baylor. Well, Crusaders, they get the party started on their opening drive, punched it in from the 2-yard line. But here come the Warhawks. Jalen Emerson gets a push from his O-line. Hey, anything you can do, I can do better. And it's a tie ball game in Whitewater. Well, closing in on halftime, it's a Tyler to Tyler connection. Lewandowski to Holte gives Whitewater the lead. Well, the Warhawks get it done against the nation's #1 team. They win 28-24, a statement win for the program this early in the season. After completing a sweep of the Wildcats last night, Badgers look to round out their trip in Lexington with another one this afternoon, taking on Campbell. This match, it's all Wisconsin. They hold the Camels to only 12 points in the first and third sets to complete their 3rd straight sweep. This also marks their 4th straight win. Badgers are led by Ulia Orzel in kills with 10, while Danielle Hart leads in blocks with 5. Next up is the highly anticipated match at the Kohl Center, set for Friday night against Florida. Brewers off to a rocky start against the Reds, dropping the series opener last night, putting them 8 games back from first place in the NL Central, 3.5 games back out of that 3rd wild card spot. Well, getting the early jump tonight is Willy Adames. He connects for a 2-run homer. That's his 27th of the season. Now we're going to fast forward several innings. The Crew leading 3-1. Andrew McCutchen, he gets in on the home run action, a 2-run shot of his own. The Brewers win this one 5-1.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Julian has a look at our forecast coming up next.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour storage-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Think crime is bad now? Mandela Barnes would make it worse. Barnes would eliminate cash bail even after the Waukesha Christmas parade attack, supports amnesty and sanctuary cities for illegals, and had worked for a radical group that wants to defund the police. Barnes has a long record of smearing police while spending your tax dollars on security for himself. Mandela Barnes, wrong on crime, dangerous for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Because where Culver's comes from, and the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Hey, Dad, I'm almost out.
I got you.
Any questions, Chris?
All good. Thanks, Maura.
There you go. One new inhaler.
Nice. Did you get my refill too?
Maybe.
There you go, sir.
You're a lifesaver.
Have a nice day.
Healthier is managing all your family's prescriptions in one app. CVS Pharmacy. Healthier happens together.
You want to feel important, to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
We know. We felt that way too.
And that's why we joined the Army National Guard. Take on your legacy.
Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
It's safe to say that a great day's work starts with a great night's sleep. So no matter what kind of job you have, Denver Mattress has the right mattress for you. So shop the extended Labor Day sale today, because the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm, now only $299.99. Or save up to $200 on our Denver Mattress brand lineup. Score 2 Doctor's Choice pillows for only $69.99, plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
This portion of News 3 Now sponsored by RG Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, we've got the full Ironman race tomorrow. I've never done an Ironman. I've never done a triathlon. I've never done a race. I really haven't done much exercise in that way. But they're getting up early. I know you have to get up way early for this thing. So in like 8 hours, they're going to be hitting the, I don't know which one they do first. They do swimming first, right?
Swim first, yep.
Okay, they're going to be hitting the lake, Julian. Are they going to be having rain at the same time?
We are going to be looking at rain at the same time. Rain is going to last as Jordan loses all composure. And
it's hard doing these things.
It's McKenna's reactions.
Well, that's impressive. Triathlon plus rain?
Yes, that is impressive. It is definitely adversity that we're going to be seeing throughout the course of the Ironman for tomorrow. But if you're not going to participate in the Ironman, just know that you're going to need your rain boots, your rain slicker, your umbrella, rain gear, or just stay inside and don't leave the house. And we're going to be looking at rain to stick around from Sunday into our Monday, and then finally going to dry out by the time we get into next week with 70s and sunshine until next weekend.
Hey, we're all Ironman at heart, right, guys?
Sure thing.
Yes, we are. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us.